It's Monday morning. You've had your coffee. You've slept decently. You sit down at your desk. Open your laptop. Check your email. And within 15 minutes you already feel exhausted. But why? You haven't lifted anything heavy. You're indoors. You're sitting. And yet somehow, you're completely wiped by 2 p.m. Why are office jobs, on paper, the least physically demanding work, so emotionally and mentally draining? Is it the work itself? The environment? The culture? Or something deeper about how we humans are wired? Today we're unpacking the real reasons why 9 to 5 office life can leave you totally depleted, and what it reveals about energy, meaning, and the way we work. The myth of the easy job. Let's start with a common misconception. We tend to assume that hard work equals physical labor. That mental work is somehow lighter, easier, or less demanding. But psychological fatigue is just as real as physical fatigue. In fact, mental strain, especially when it's chronic and low-grade, can be even more exhausting over time. Because it never lets your brain fully switch off. Think about it. An office worker might spend 8 hours toggling between emails, meetings, spreadsheets, and Slack messages, never fully focused, never fully disconnected. That constant low-level attention switching drains what psychologists call your cognitive bandwidth, the mental energy you use to process, decide, and focus. It's like trying to sprint while constantly being nudged off course. By the end of the day, you haven't broken a sweat, but you feel like you've run a marathon in your mind. Endless tasks, no clear finish line. In many office jobs, there's no concrete endpoint. You're not building a house. You're not harvesting a field. You're not done when the sun sets. Instead, you're navigating a maze of deadlines, emails, KPIs, and recurring meetings that regenerate like Hydra heads every time you finish one. This creates what psychologists call cognitive load creep. You're always juggling multiple unfinished tasks, each one whispering for your attention. It's like having dozens of browser tabs open in your head, all day long. Compare that to a more physically oriented job, where finishing a task often brings a tangible sense of closure and accomplishment. Without clear wins, your brain struggles to release dopamine, the chemical reward that helps us feel satisfaction. So instead of motivation, you get mental sludge. The emotional labor of office culture. But it's not just tasks. It's also people. Most office jobs require a heavy dose of emotional labor, the effort of managing your feelings to meet the expectations of professionalism. You smile when you're frustrated. You stay calm when you're overwhelmed. You write that passive-aggressive email in the most professional tone possible. This kind of emotional self-regulation is draining. It's not that humans can't do it, we do it all the time, but when it becomes a daily mask, it adds another layer of invisible work to your already busy brain. Add office politics, performative busyness, and a dash of imposter syndrome, and suddenly your day job feels like a psychological obstacle course. Meetings, the ultimate drain. Let's talk about meetings. Most office workers spend between 4 and 8 hours a week in meetings. And many report that they find them repetitive, aimless, or unnecessary. Why are they so tiring? Because meetings interrupt flow. They demand attention but often lack engagement. You're expected to look focused, contribute on cue, and absorb information, often without a clear role or outcome. This creates passive cognitive strain. Your brain stays on, but isn't actively doing anything meaningful. Imagine revving a car engine in neutral all day. You burn fuel, but go nowhere. The physical disconnect. Even though office jobs seem easier on the body, the lack of movement, natural light, and physical variation takes a toll. Sitting all day slows blood flow and increases fatigue. Staring at screens fatigues your eyes and posture. We evolved for motion, for walking, stretching, standing, and scanning the horizon. Office life, by contrast, compresses us into tiny chairs under fluorescent lights, where the only movement is typing and scrolling. Your body atrophies, your senses dull, and your brain starts to feel like it's floating in digital jelly. Work without meaning. Here's the existential part. Many people find their office work meaningless. It's not that the work isn't important, it might very well be, but you feel disconnected from the impact. Maybe you manage spreadsheets, optimize ad campaigns, or shuffle PDFs for a living. Tasks that are logical, but don't always feel human. This lack of purposeful feedback drains motivation. Humans need to see outcomes. We're wired to feel useful. We crave knowing that our work contributes to something beyond status updates and check-ins. Without that connection, office work can feel like simulated activity, busy, but hollow. The culture of constant availability. One more culprit? Technology has erased all boundaries. Slack pings. Emails at midnight. Meetings across time zones. Let's just hop on a quick call. The always-on culture means you're never fully off. Even when you clock out, part of your brain stays alert, checking messages, remembering deadlines, mentally rehearsing that awkward meeting. This 24/7 vigilance creates chronic stress, which depletes your adrenal system, disrupts sleep, and eventually leads to burnout. What we really need. So how do we fix it? Here's the thing, it's not just about working less. It's about working better, in alignment with how human beings actually function. That means more autonomy and trust, not micromanagement. Real breaks and time for focus, not back-to-back meetings. Purpose and feedback, not just performance metrics. Movement and light, not just screens and chairs. Respect for boundaries, not glorifying hustle. And maybe most importantly, honesty about what office work actually demands. It's not lazy. It's not easy. It's mentally and emotionally intensive, and it deserves systems that support human energy, not just efficiency. Final thoughts. Office jobs aren't going away. But our approach to them needs to evolve. We can't keep pretending that sitting at a desk for 9 hours a day, clicking through tabs and answering emails, is neutral or effortless. It's draining, because it runs counter to how humans are built to work, with movement, purpose, variation, and rest. The next time you feel inexplicably tired at your desk, remember, it's not just in your head. It's the result of a culture that prizes appearance over authenticity, output over impact, and busyness over balance. The good news? Awareness is the first step. By understanding what's really exhausting us, we can begin to reclaim energy, focus, and hopefully, a little joy in the work we do. If this breakdown gave you something to think about, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with that coworker who always says this meeting could have been an email. Got your own theory on why office work is so exhausting? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear your experience. Until next time, take a break. You've earned it.